Okay, boys and girls, today we are going to read another story. Today we are going to read Corduroy. Corduroy is by Don Freeman. Corduroy is a book about a bear. We meet Corduroy in a department store, but let's see what adventures that he goes on in this department store. But before we do that, based on the cover of this book, what do you think is going to happen? So, looking at the picture, you think that he's going to do something with a mattress? Okay. What else? What do we notice in this picture? We see the bear with the overalls? Okay. Okay, well, as we're reading through this, let's see what else is going to happen. But before that, I want to ask you guys, have you been in a large department store or a mall? Have you been in a big place like that? For the most part, yeah? Okay, who's been with you? Okay, I hear mom or dad, brother, sister, grandparents. Okay. And have you ever lost something that you really needed? No? No, go ahead. You lost a pair of what? Of headphones. Okay. So, as I'm reading the story to you, we're going to go through and we're going to see what happens in the book. And we're going to see what kind of adventures he goes on and all of that. So, let's begin. And once more, this is Corduroy by Don Freeman. Corduroy is a bear who once lived in the toy store department of a big store. Day after day, he waited with all the other animals and dolls for somebody to come along and take him home. The store was always filled with shoppers buying all sorts of things, but no one ever seemed to want a small bear in green overalls. Then one morning, a little girl stopped and looked straight into Corduroy's bright eyes. "Oh, Mommy," she said, "look, there's the very bear I've always wanted." "Not today, dear," her mother sighed. "I've spent too much already. Besides, he doesn't look new. You left a button to one of his shoulder straps." "Cat, why do you think the little girl wanted to take Corduroy home?" Go ahead. Because she always wanted a bear like him? What else? Go ahead. She wanted a friend? Okay. Well, let's see. Let's read along and see. Corduroy watched them sadly as they walked away. "I didn't know I lost the button," he said to himself. "Tonight I'll go and see if I can find it." What do you think Corduroy's gonna do? Go ahead. You think he's gonna go look for his button? Okay, what else? You think that too? Where do you think he's gonna look? Throughout the department store? Okay. What about you? Throughout the mall? Okay. Late that evening, when all the shoppers have gone and the doors were shut and locked, Corduroy climbed carefully down from his shelf and began searching everywhere on the floor for his lost button. Suddenly, he felt the floor moving under him. Quite by accident, he had stepped onto an escalator, and up he went. Could this be a mountain? He wondered. I think I've always wanted to climb a mountain. Why do you think he wanted to always climb a mountain? What do you guys think about that? Why did he want to climb a mountain? Go ahead. He wanted to see everything in the store? Okay, what else? Go ahead. He wanted to feel tall? Okay. Do you guys think he's going to find his button up the steps or up the escalators? Yes, no, maybe? Okay, so you get a mixed response. Why do we think that? Why do we think he might find it up there? Go ahead. You think it might have been carried up there by someone? Okay. Why no? Why'd you say no? Because he's never been up there? Okay, well, let's go through and look and see. He stepped off the escalator as it reached the next floor, and there before his eyes was the most amazing sight. Tables and chairs and lamps and sofas, and rows of beds. This must be a palace, Corduroy gasped. I guess I've always wanted to live in a palace. He wandered around, admiring the furniture. This must be a bed, he said. I've always wanted to sleep in a bed, and up he crawled onto a large, thick mattress. All at once he saw something small and round. Why, here's my button, he cried, and he tried to pick it up, but like all the other buttons on the mattress, it was tied down tight. Is that his button? Do we think that's his button, everyone? No. He yanked and pulled with both paws until, pop! Off came the button, and off the mattress Corduroy toppled, bang, into a tall floor lamp. Over it fell with a crash. Corduroy didn't know it, but there was someone else awake in the store. The night watchman was doing his rounds on the floor above. When he heard the crash, he came dashing down the escalator. Now, who in the world did that? He exclaimed. Somebody must be hiding around here. What do you think Corduroy's thinking right now? Go ahead. He's thinking that he got into some trouble and he's not going to find it? Okay. What else? He made a big oopsie? Okay, well, let's continue on and read it. Okay. He flashed his light under and over sofas and beds until he came to the biggest bed of all. And there he saw two fuzzy brown ears sticking up from under the covers. Hello, he said. How did you get upstairs? The watchman tucked Corduroy under his arm and carried him down the escalator and set him on the shelf in the toy department with the other animals and dolls. Corduroy was just waking up when the first customer came into the store in the morning, and there, looking at him with a wide, warm smile, was the same little girl he'd seen only the day before. I'm Lisa, she said, and you're going to be my very own bear. Last night I counted what I saved in my piggy bank, and my mother said I could bring you home. What do you think about that? That little girl Lisa, She came back willingly to come and get corduroy. She purchased corduroy on her own. What are you guys thinking? Go ahead. What she did was very brave. Why is it brave? Because she did something on her own? Okay, what else? She was determined. Why was she determined? She used her own money to buy corduroy? Okay. Well, let's keep going. Shall I put him in a box for you? The sales lady asked. Oh, no, thank you, Lisa answered. She carried corduroy home in her arms. She ran all the way up 4 flights of stairs into her family's apartment and straight to her own room. Corduroy blinked. There was a chair and a chest of drawers, and alongside a girl-side bed stood a little bed just the right size for him. The room was small, nothing like that enormous palace in the department store. This must be home, he said. I know, I've always wanted a home. Lisa sat down with corduroy on her lap and began to sew a button on his overalls. I like the way you are, she said, but you'll be more comfortable with your shoulder strap fastened. What is she doing? She's sewing a button back on. You must be a friend, said Corduroy. I've always wanted a friend. Me too, said Lisa, and gave him a big hug. The end. So, if you were to lose something, would you go on an adventure to find it? Go ahead. You would? Why would you go on an adventure to find it? Because it was important to you? If you lost something important, you would? Okay, what else? Go ahead. You would as well? So if you lost something, it must mean it's important because you remembered it? Okay. So, what did you all think of the book? Did you think it was good? Did you think it was bad? What are you thinking about? Go ahead. You liked the book? Why'd you like the book? You like Corduroy and his adventure? Okay. What about you? Did you like it or not? Okay. You didn't like it. Tell me why you didn't like it. You felt that Corduroy went too far and he should have known better not to go up the stairs because his button should have been below? Okay. So, was the book expected what you thought it was going to be? When you looked at this, did you expect on the cover that he was going to be in search of his button and getting purchased? No? Well, I hear some yeses. Okay. You said no. Why are you telling me no? Okay, so you're saying no because of the button or because of being purchased, but yes because of the button. Okay, so you see the button here, or what he thinks is a button, and you're seeing the missing piece. Okay. What about the ones that said yes? You're feeling the same way? Okay. Would you have gone back and purchased Corduroy? Would you have brought him home? Go ahead. You would have? Okay. Why would you have went and purchased them? Because if it was something that you really wanted all your life, you would go and get him? Okay. Now, would you have been determined to go and find something that you lost, similar to how Corduroy did with his lost button? Would you have been determined enough to go and look for it? Yeah? Okay. Well, that is all I have. So let's return to our seats as we move on to the next assignment.